All right. I am certainly not late. Definitely not 40 minutes. Yes, that's me. That is my fault. I don't know what happened, man. I don't know what happened, but I am here, ready to go. So, since we are going so late, let's hop right into it and see what they're up to in the chat.
Say dollars. I said pounds.
Good morning.
Instead of euros.
Good morning.
Good morning. I am so sorry. I looked at I woke up at my alarm. I think it was like 9. I was like, oh wow, it's so early. And then all of a sudden it's 10:30. So not 100% sure what happened there.
Sounds like you fell back asleep.
Yeah. I was so excited though, because it was like I saw 9. I was like, oh wow, I have so much more time than I usually do.
I mean, we're kind of used to starting late, but we were getting a bit antsy.
Yeah.
We would really like you to be a little more timely, please.
I definitely understand that, and you are absolutely right. I'm having some issues falling asleep and waking up. But, okay.
Nicole used to set an alarm across the room, so that way she has to get out of bed.
Oh, believe me, I've done a whole bunch of different stuff.
4 alarms.
Yeah.
In different corners of the room.
Again, that's because you trained yourself to go back to bed and fall asleep.
Yeah, I did. So it sounds like you have the same issue I did, where it's like, oh, I have time, but then you don't hit a snooze or anything. You just go back to sleep, trusting yourself.
Yeah, well, and the other thing is I never know for sure when I'm gonna get home. So like I don't really have, my body doesn't really have a time that it says, oh, this is when we go to sleep, because like usually I'll be going to sleep around midnight, because I'll get home from work at like 11:30, but then there's times that I don't get home until later, so then all of a sudden, you know, my body misses that window, and then it's just all over the place. Struggles of working second shift.
Yeah.
Okay. So, without getting too far into it, I actually have off today, so we can certainly go overtime. I'm thinking, you know, 1 o'clock is very easily doable, if not maybe a little bit later, as long as people are available. I think we can skip.
I don't know, man. You know, being retired, I got so much I got to do. You know, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Gotta shovel that snow outside.
Hey,
No,
hey,
you know,
shut up.
I don't know if that's as bad as doing
you're
bad
right.
for movies I haven't
I will
seen.
shut up now. Yes.
All right.
Clapper.
But yes, we can skip through a bit of the introductions, and I actually think it's worth getting right into it. So, let's see. So, yes, we are running a little bit late. Not a little bit, a lot of it. So, but hello, everybody, and welcome to this morning's episode of The Tyranny of Dragons, where a bunch of random internet strangers turned friends play D&D together. We are very happy you can join us and hope that you have brought plenty of ale to keep you and your mug full for our adventure's tale. I gotta find that. There we go. Before we begin, a few notifications and announcements. So this is an active Twitch chat campaign, which basically means that you out there watching from home can help and aid the party or otherwise impair characters by using your Twitch channel points, otherwise known as bar taps. So throw out those advantages, disadvantages, health potions, and saving throws to any creature or character at the table. These bonuses remain only for the current session and so must be used before session end, or else they are lost. Advantages and disadvantages can be granted only up to a total of 3 times per character. The advantages can be used as they desire throughout the session. The disadvantages are on the next roll. So the others, being health pots and saving throws, are immediate use only. If you like to play D&D or even are simply interested, make sure to check out and join Tavern League's Discord. I actually have a new Discord, the Encounters Discord server, with the aim of making it easier to get in and play. But if you want to get in on campaigns, there is the Tavern League's Discord. The link in the Discord below. I will get the Encounters one up there as soon as possible. And that is the one-shot epic boss fight D&D MMO experience extraordinaire. More info within. A lot of work goes into this, the stream campaigns and the Discords, and we appreciate all of your support. We are always looking to improve and incorporate more fun, more production value, and more things to play with for the community. You can show your support simply by showing up and being active in chat. It's definitely fun having chatters. Ooh, disadvantage given to me by Nodders. There we go. Channel points being put to use. Yes, just like that. Be active in Twitch chat. Give your DM some disadvantages to play with. Or if you want to be a little bit more active in the support, I do have Patreon and Twitch. So throwing those likes on YouTube and all of that definitely helps. But with that, let's go ahead and dive in to today's episode, I should say, of The Tyranny of Dragons.
I'm trying to do the intro noise.
Yeah.
That worked very well. Yeah.
All
All I
right.
keep hearing is just the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I should find that sound bit and put it on. All right. So last time we were joined at this table. Our heroes were still at the hunting lodge. This fated location, this most hated house in the woods. Let's see, we still had Uthar with the party at this point. But moving about the the lodge, eventually he had said his farewells to Vimok. For it seemed to be time that he had sought his revenge and gotten it, and he was missing the oceans. He was missing his ship and his crew. And so Uthar spoke his words of farewell to his friend, the Goliath, and took off into the forest. As the rest of the party delved into what the lodge had hidden. The Furbolg did not leave with any harsh feelings, wishing the best for his party members in their quest against the cult of the dragon.
You wouldn't want to leave that little dangly thing on your neck, would you?
We'll get to that.
We're like, we hope.
And so, with Ireva looking up above in the second floor, finding not a whole lot, for it didn't seem that this lodge was too well occupied. She did find a side room of weapons, a number of rusty weapons, maybe one or two that were still in pristine condition. But then, a room of tapestries displaying dragons in all of their power and pride. Feeling the seething hatred well up within her, she traveled downstairs to tell the party, aiming to destroy the tapestries. And down below also was seen prisoners. And so Freddie and Rosemary went down to parley with them and figure out what they could. It was discovered that the dwarf beaten bloody with welts all over his body, yellowed even with some age, was an agent of the cult of the dragon. Talus the White was beating him, likely out of jealousy and envy, trying to learn as much information about her biggest rival within the cult, a dwarven man named Varum. With this information, moving forward, the party had a bit more to go on, a bit more to possibly aid with their moving within the cult and destroying it within. And finally, the party met up in the tapestry room and began to set aflame the lodge. Vimak the Goliath barbarian taking no time at all to set torch to wood and carpet and tapestry. And that brings us to the present moment, where you are exiting the building as it begins aflame. Well on your way into the forest, turning back to see bits of flame peeking out from second-story windows. And I ask you now, as you enter the woods, is there anything more you would like to do?
Freddy would chime up. So, where's, Uthar?
He left. He said goodbye.
Left for good?
He was returning to the ocean to find a different way to fight off Tiamat.
Aren't we a long way from the coast, though?
I think so. I do not smell the ocean from here.
Yes, Vimak, we are a long way from the ocean. It's quite the walk he has to take. Although perhaps he'll use the portal to get back.
Perhaps. He is smarter than me.
It is too bad. He was quite an addition to our group, but we can't deny him. Like, nothing we can do. He is already gone.
He said, I think you all were taking too long. He did not enjoy the way you were handling things.
Well, maybe he'll forgive me in the future for having died. Took me a day or two to come back.
I don't think it involved that. It was the taking time inside this lodge. He was in a hurry, it seemed.
Well, aren't we all?
We found
I mean,
many
so-
valuable things inside the lodge.
I just think he had a different idea of how to go about doing things.
Well, it is what it is. We'll carry on with ours. I wish him the best of luck.
And I so too wish him luck, but I told him I was bound to Ureba.
It's a shame he didn't speak up about that, but yeah, I wish him the best of luck and I hope we see him in the future.
At VMAX's latest statement, Ureva can't help, still having a look of shock. Like not blatant shock, but y'all know Ureva shock. And she nods to VMAX. We will end this threat to to the world, VMAX. And I am glad that you have stayed.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Should we make our way back to camp? I mean, we could talk and make our way back
I
to
assume
camp.
we were
are
walking.
walking.
Yeah.
Yep, you're talking and walking right now.
Occasionally, VMAC looks over the halfling, and if she even stirs a little bit, he slaps her upside the head.
All right.
Ureva sees him doing that, and she offers him a bow, in case she needs some poking too.
I think.
Or not a bow, an arrow.
Yeah, right. Like he looks at the bow like,
Just get the whole bow.
No, you don't get my bow.
he wouldn't know what to do. Well, he would, but he would probably break it. Like,
Yeah,
hands him
she
the
don't show
bow,
her.
hands him the bow, and he just like takes off running with it.
No, I meant to say arrow. Give me my bow back. Just kidding.
It's a new game. Catch the Goliath. Ha ha.
Just
He would
running
catch
through
you.
the forest. All right, so as you guys are walking and talking, walking, you do make your way back to the camp that you had left in. It looks rifled through. Things are kind of in disarray. Many of your items spread across the camp. You're not sure if anything was taken because it is in such disorder. But even so, after some moments of tidying up, putting things back in packs, you notice another pack counting 5. Looking around, you're like, wait a minute. Oh shoot, that must be Uthar's. And when you look within the pack, you see all of his things, along with all of the semi-precious stones that he had found.
He did not come back here.
And an amulet.
Ureva will take a look and see the amulet. Vimak, I do believe you would make the best use of this. She'll
Are
kind
you
of,
sure?
yes. You are the foremost of the warriors to put yourself directly in danger's way. Does anybody disagree? She'll kind of look at Rose and Freddie.
No, you make a fair point. If he has more health, I wouldn't have to do more healing, which saves resources.
And Freddie, only reason I say not you, you two are up there. You have that magical armor that you tend to use.
Yes, I have magic that allows me to gain extra vitality.
What does
It
this
would not-
thing do?
The item would not be wasted on me, but perhaps Vimok can serve it better.
From what I know, Vimak, both Hawkeye and Uthar, when they placed this amulet around their necks, they felt a surgence of energy, and they seem to have more life energy as before.
Oh,
May allow you to take another hit or two.
this cannot be bad then, yes?
That is why I suggest that you wear it.
Allows Ureva to drape it around his neck.
Ureva does so quickly, semi-unceremoniously, and nods at it.
He
It
stands
looks
up and
mighty upon your shoulders.
looks down at it and grins widely.
How do you feel?
No different.
It's like a medallion.
Hmm.
He has to attune to it, so it takes a while.
Yeah.
I know, but Ureva doesn't know that. He goes,
It's kind of cold,
Perhaps-
actually.
Perhaps it is not an immediate effect. It needs to warm to your own lifeblood.
It is very cold.
Yes, it's the same with this wand here. I currently cannot use it. It has to attune to somebody.
My hands are filled with a bow and arrow. You keep the wand. Ureva's just like not interested in it at all.
Magic?
Never heard of her.
You
Is there
also-
anybody else that would want the wand? Otherwise, I will hang on to it. I think I could make good use out of it.
I suppose you should have it. My hands are used for different situations.
All right. Freddy will hang on to the Wand of Winter then.
Okay. You also find a number of gold pieces left over. Total of 500 gold, 250 silver, and 50 copper, and 10 days worth of rations. It appears Uthar had made his way back to this camp and left you guys a little bit of a present. taking some for himself for his own travels, but nonetheless, you see it as a blessing to be on your way.
I say we split it evenly, as normal.
Sure.
Seems Uthar did not leave in complete anger.
I also recommend we take a short rest. We can attune to the items we got and get a few spent abilities back. In the meantime, we
How
can
long
talk
is a short rest again?
an hour. In the meantime, we can talk with that one over there. Freddy nudges towards Talus.
You will say, you take your rest. I
Does
have no
anybody
need
want
of it
these
at this time.
rations?
We all know you do, VMAC. Extra food to pad your belly.
I have like 13 or 14 rations. I'm good.
He takes them all.
Well, yeah, we should
Immediately eats one.
probably take a long rest.
All right. All right. As you begin your short rest,
So Freddy will then repeat to the characters what was told to him by the dwarf. He will tell them about how he learned that the caravan that Talus was referencing is being gathered at the Skyreach castle in Parnast. He will also say that the portals that we came through to get here are not like just a two-way thing. There's actually portals that go all over the Sword Coast. Each of the stones around the portal link to another one. And I am not certain what the activation words are for it. I don't know if Drazier works for everything, or just for the one to bring us back to Castle Neratar.
So that weird word will take us back to where we came from?
Not sure. It's possible. He also learned that the dwarf that Talus was speaking of, that she was swindled by, is named Verum, and he became one of the wearers of purple, just like what's her name, the half dragon lady,
Rezmir.
Rezmir. Thank you, Vimok. Just like Rezmir was. So he's a very important man, one that we should inconvenience as much as possible. And if he's leading this caravan out of Parnast, Skyreach is most likely the place to find him. What we could use, though, is information about Skyreach itself, hopefully from this one. If there's any secret ways in, or anything that they're expecting that we can use to worm our way in, or if we can, VMOC, we can just do a headlong assault. I'm open to suggestions.
Skyreach is a castle.
Yes, some sort of castle or fortification, or perhaps even manor. Yes, a heavily
to attack.
Yes, a heavily defended area. Especially if the caravan is collecting as much gold as is alluded to, like the one that we were following from down south up to the Mirror of Dead Men, it'll be heavily guarded as well.
This is a good ration.
As Freddy's speaking and finishing up the last of his thoughts, he notices the corner of his eye Talus is moving.
Yes,
And
she is.
And says, you know what? I'll let you handle this one, Vimok. She tried to kill us. I don't feel like talking nice to her.
I do not have nice words and smooth words like you.
Ereva will nod, and then she'll notice. Rosemary, you look quite weary. Do you want to rest while we deal with Talus? We only plan on taking a short rest. I don't know that we
are
want
resting.
to stay too long.
You are resting right now. It just takes an hour.
Yeah, she wants a long rest though. I don't think people heard that.
Oh,
She only needs 4 hours.
gotcha.
It's still like the middle of the day. I don't think we can take a long rest.
Yeah, you won't be able to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like long rests have to happen like once per day type of thing.
Once per 24 hours. Can you take a long rest? So.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, VMOC's not real. I mean, he doesn't. I mean, he'll try, but I mean, he's not sure what you want out of this happening.
He just told you details on the castle, secret ways in potentially. Like, he wants the information that she was going to give us about trying to mess up the caravan's plans.
Oh, okay. So he's chewing on this ration. So Talus is tied up and gagged at the moment. Yes.
Correct.
Okay. Emok drags her over to a tree and hangs her upside down from a tree limb.
Okay.
You know, and then sits facing her. Lets her wake up all the way.
All right. Not too long after, probably while you're still even holding her up.
Yeah, he just sits there cross-legged Indian style, and while she's hanging there, finishes eating the ration and waits for her to wake up. She's at eye level, hanging upside down to VMOC.
Yep. Probably while you're still holding her up, she actually kind of like wakens and
Hello, little one.
when she finally awakens, she doesn't move. She doesn't wriggle. Doesn't make any movement whatsoever that is alarming. Instead, her eyes just follow your movements. And when you sit on the ground, she just stares at you without fear, perhaps a tinge of frustration, but otherwise just looking at you.
You are brave. I find that good. I enjoy that. VMOC leans forward and puts his forehead against hers and, kind of not viciously, but like bangs it a little bit, causes her to rock.
Ereva looks over and raises an eyebrow, says nothing.
There are things that my companions wish to know. I hope that you will tell us so that I do not have to slay you unnecessarily.
As best she can in this upside down position, kind of doing like a curt nod to the side, like, of course.
We have need to enter this castle called Skyreach. You know this place? Signal to me yes or no.
She nods her head up and down.
Is there a way to enter without causing alarm?
She narrows her eyes, looks to the side quickly.
Is that a yes or a no?
Shrugs her shoulders a little bit.
VMOC pulls out his hammer and sets it down on his lap. This can be painful or not. It's up to you.
She chews on the gag a little bit.
You choose pain then, yes?
She chews on the gag a little bit and then looks at you expectantly.
VMOC leans forward in a very rapid fashion and slams his head into her forehead. That even hurt me a little bit.
Her eyes are a little bit more narrowed. There's some anger.
I like that. Anger, not fear, makes VMOC feel that you will enjoy this game that we play. Have you ever played Gold Ball?
She slowly shakes her head side to side.
Goat Ball is a game that we Goliaths play. We take rocks and we wrap them in goat skin, and we throw them at each other. Would you like to play? I'm not going to take the gag out of your mouth. You can either shake your head no or nod it yes. Would you like to play?
She doesn't move.
VMOC looks around, finds a rock, or it's actually a small boulder, and he picks it up, This is about the size of the rocks that we use, wrapped in the skin of a goat. If you catch it, you win. If you don't, you lose. Vimok never loses. You will have difficulty as your hands are tied. I don't have a goat, so it will not be wrapped in the skin of a goat. He stands up and walks back about 10 paces. Are you ready to play?
She doesn't move.
He throws the rock as hard as he can.
Please make me an attack roll. You could probably
seeing this
use.
happen, I'm just automatically going to do that.
He's
You
not
could
aiming
probably-
at her head. He's aiming just at her midsection.
Yep, you could probably just roll that decorated spear because that would be the roll.
I'm just going to automatically do spare the time.
If we're sorry, out of character, if we're doing a short rest, should we roll hit die that we want to for health?
Nope, because you have not finished it.
Okay.
Yep, I'll let you know.
Cannot attack when out of ammo.
Try again. Oh, there you go. All right. You throw the rock, and it smacks her right in the chest. You can see her recoil, and her body actually goes limp.
That looked like it hurt, little one.
And then I spared of the dying her because I knew that would happen.
She is unconscious once again.
Vimok walks over and sits down again in front of her.
Reva pulls out the bottle of wine in her bag, uncorks it, takes a big swig, walks over and casually hands it to Vimok while he waits.
He takes a drink. He's laughing, waiting for her to wake up.
You're muted.
Might have overdone it a bit there, Vimok.
I told you I did not think I was the one to do this.
You did give a fair warning.
Well, would you rather that I try and talk to her?
You are much more. What is the word I'm looking for?
Handsome?
Well, that is.
No.
I don't know if I would choose that word. Sweet of tongue.
Persuasive.
That is the word. Yes, Rosemary.
I suppose eloquent
Yeah, that
is
well.
is something that you struggle
flatulent. No.
Flatulent.
It's her own fault for being so gifted with words, Freddy. You should just hate people like I do.
I don't have it in me. It takes a lot of effort to hate people.
I don't hate her.
No.
I'm quite impressed with her stick-to-itiveness. She's very brave. That's it. I mean, I'm impressed with her. She tried to chew through those ropes and cast a spell, I believe. We should be careful with this one. She would kill us in a heartbeat if she had the opportunity. That had to hurt. I know it did. That rock was very solid.
Some might say it was rock hard.
Ha 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 ha! Vimok reaches up and taps her on the cheek a little bit. He actually pours some wine in his hand, cups it and tries to pour it in her mouth, even though she's upside down. It's not gonna work, but might even drown her. Maybe he's like, "Oh,
No.
maybe that's not a good idea."
She is unresponsive.
So for role playing sake, how long is she gonna be out?
least an hour?
After an hour, an unconscious character will wake up.
Okay. Freddy will then say, let's let her hang there for just a little bit. Let's finish our break, and then we can finish our conversation with her, and then we can be on our way.
Let's
Yeah,
put
and
this net
Freddy
over her
keeps
so
us.
she can't get out of.
What was that, Rosemary?
Let's put this net over her so she can't get out either way. She would be trapped in the net.
Is she not tied up?
I said Freddy looks over at her, suspended from a tree, hog-tied and gagged. I don't think that would be necessary, Rosemary. Plus, where would you suggest securing the net to?
A tree. Just if she tries to cut her way out somehow.
If you want to, be my guest. And then Freddy's gonna keep playing the song of Rest.
All right.
Just chill there, humming.
It is a song that never ends.
Oh dear.
You finish your short rest.
All right, I'm on a
Anyone
roll.
that wishes to can
Die.
roll hit die.
Also,
How
VMOC,
many do you get to roll?
next time you want to try to surprise the enemy, please give us a heads up, or at least say you don't agree with the plan of current action.
I didn't think you would listen to me.
I always listen. I just sometimes don't agree.
I need to change the dice color.
So,
Song of
reminder.
Rest, you get what?
I believe. Oh, hang on, let me look.
Song of Rest is 1d6.
Does he roll it?
Oh,
Okay.
well, I
So
rolled
it's
2 hit die. That's fine.
1d6 total, not per hit die used. So you just get the
Right.
1d6 once.
You only get it for the first one. Yep.
That's fine. I fully healed with my 2. My bad, I forgot. Papa Freddy's gonna yell at me.
And
But
Freddy,
he rolls it?
yeah, Freddy can roll it. He has the button.
Nice roll.
Rava feels super healthy.
Well,
Ta-da!
target. So here, you can target everybody, and then when you roll it, it'll do the healing for everyone. There you go.
Ooh, even better.
I forgot it was 8
Bam!
hours.
There we go.
That's a good start.
I'm gonna do one more.
I think I'm gonna
Oh,
take
that's
one.
good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
So I'll stop there.
All right.
I mean, you sure? You got 13. Worst you can do is just one over.
But I only have 4 left.
Okay.
You only get half back on a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
All right, one more. See, I was pushing it. Yeah, see, so.
Yeah, I overdid mine.
I'm good. I'm good.
All right. We're good.
So have I attuned yet?
Yes, you have.
Bam. What's that thing do? It makes my con a 19.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, hoo, hoo.
So is that
What was your
a big jump for you?
What was your con before? That's what I'm curious about.
15.
Oh, that is a jump.
Nice.
All right, +2.
But that changed my armor class quite a bit.
Oh yeah, your armor class goes up as well.
Without putting any armor on. Armor class jumped to 19.
Ooh.
Nice.
Spicy.
It's what mine is.
So VMOC suddenly goes, "Oh, Ureba, suddenly this amulet feels very warm, and VMOC feels
Freddy pulls out the wand. Can he tell how many charges are currently in it? Since he's now attuned to it.
1 second. So VMOC's health is now 82.
Ooh,
really."
Yep.
Enoch, you're glowing.
Oh, take
And-
the tough feat, please. Take the tough feat.
No,
All right.
he's going to increase his strength when he gets the opportunity. Trust me.
And then let's see. Okay, yes, and then your AC is 19.
Yeah.
All right, Freddy, the wand. If I can find it. Has 5 charges left.
I keep a little note next to it. Right there, 5.
I'll say there should be, like, you can pop it in your actions tab and just add the little check marks.
Yep.
I guess that works.
Or, like, if you, equip it.
Oops.
Oh,
There we go.
wand.
In response to VMOC, VMOC's statements about the necklace, she looks him up and down. I believe you've gotten a little taller,
Oh,
VMOC.
are we both trying to do this? Oh yeah, I already made one.
Oh. Why is your Hexblade's curse in there, though?
I do not know.
Song of Rest should be... Okay.
There's a way to change.
Here, go to preparation, and you put 7.
Oh, that's it. Preparation. I was hitting the
Yep.
wrong one. That's it.
Then you
Boom.
use 2 charges.
Okay. So currently has 5 used to. All right, that makes sense.
Okay. Anything else?
Is there anything about the spear that would become known to VMOC other than it being decorated?
It is just a decorated spear.
Okay.
Nothing from me.
Just a fancy spear. Starting to become that player I hate.
Why?
Look at all them weapons.
Oh, you have a lot of weapons?
Yeah.
Now you have a
Spear,
pretty spear.
club, glaive, hand axe, longsword, warhammer.
Damn.
You spend enough time being the hero, you see
You're just
yourself eventually become the villain.
You're a Buffy Link.
I mean, really, it's not that many. It's just because, like, the spear has, you know, a melee and a range,
Mm-hmm.
right? Hand axe has melee range. I don't know why the unarmed strike has. I added that in case I want to bitch slap somebody. You know, so okay. All right. Nice. So
Once Freddy finishes the song, he'll stand up, walk over to Talus. Is she just about waking up again?
Yes. Could we take a really quick break? I gotta use the bathroom.
yeah, I need to get a drink too.
All right. Just real quick, 1 minute.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Be right.
Oh, let me do a clicky click. Chat
All right.
is quiet today.
We got a lot of viewers though. Raven was
All
given a disadvantage. Nodders gave me a disadvantage. All right.
All right. So before she wakes up, Fred would like to charm. And since she's unconscious, I believe that is an auto fail.
You're just wicked, man. That's wrong.
And it lasts for an hour, so she'll wake up during its duration.
That's like
I'm wondering if they have to be conscious for that to.
I mean, it's your world. We're living in it. If you want creatures to be conscious when they get mental effects like that,
Yeah, that's the only reason why, because it's like a mental thing and it's a wisdom. So I don't know if it would be an auto fail.
or maybe she would just have disadvantage if she's unconscious.
Yeah, I'll just do disadvantage.
Emma, you're fine.
Well, I have disadvantage from chat anyway.
Emma, you're fine.
But Freddy doesn't know that.
Yep. Okay, so let me
know when you're ready, and I will roll for it.
Emma.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, good thing. All right.
Wait, why? Oh, I know why. Okay. So she fails.
All right. And then now we should only have to wait like a couple of minutes, and she should wake up.
You would have to wait like probably 45 minutes.
Oh, we were that far into our rest?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, screw that then. Gonna use another first level spell and cast Healing Word on her.
Okay. As the spell takes hold, Freddy sounds off. A little bit of a calm, echoing, healing word takes hold into Talus. Her body moves again. Her head, once hanging limp, moves up, eyes blinking, looking about, taking stock of her surroundings once more. She sees the Goliath, and her eyes narrow, but it's not one of anger. It's actually one of a bit of amusement, I guess. But now her gaze turns to Freddy, and her eyes
is,
lock with yours.
All right, Fred's like crouched down, hands on his knees, staring back at her, and then he cheerfully says, "Hello there."
She slowly kind of nods her head. She's upside down, so it's hard to tell, but it's like one of those things where like her head's cocked a little to the side and then just dips a little bit. Her eyes never break contact.
They seem hostile or angry. Like Fred's trying to determine if the spell took hold.
Make me an insight check.
All right.
You are very certain that your spell took hold. She
What?
seems calm and collected, even considering the situation, which is quite interesting to you.
Okay.
She is
Like
not
she has a very different disposition than she normally would.
Yeah, she does not seem aggressive in any way.
All right. Then with that, Fred will put his hands out and remove the ropes that were gagging her.
Okay. As the gag is removed from her mouth,
There, that's better, isn't it?
much better. So, I suppose this is where you start prying me for information.
Oh, prying, I wouldn't say prying. That's such a forceful word, you know? More like talking, friend to friend.
Interesting way of handling your friends. And she
Hey.
casts a sideways glance to Vmok.
D-Mock actually like holds up a bottle of wine at that point, and
What
like
can I say? Some of my friend. Go ahead.
motions forward with it. Like he respects her.
What can I say? Some of my friends are very dangerous.
She looks at
Ureva
the
pointedly pulls an arrow out of her quiver.
she looks at the wine and gives a great sigh. Is that from some of my stores?
I don't know. Is it? He looks around. He doesn't. He really doesn't know.
No, we had this wine in our possession before we knew you existed. Calm down, princess.
Would you like a sip,
Well,
little one?
if you're offering, yes, I'll take a sip.
Yes, I am offering. He takes a drink first, just to show her it's not poisoned.
You're going to have to help me a little bit.
He
Can't
walks
say
over
I've-
and he lifts her head up so she can have a drink
All right.
without drowning.
Yeah. So she takes a not any gulps or anything, but like a nice calm sip.
He helps her to get a nice sip of it because he actually respects how she's like handled herself here.
All right.
You have handled yourself very well, little one. I respect you.
Glad I could earn that respect. There's a tinge of sarcasm.
He fully expected that, and then he not gently, but like returns her to her hanging upside down back position and walks away.
Yes, it was a very good fight. You and your men put up a valiant effort. But you mentioned before Vmok started swinging about trying to intercept a caravan and how it would serve you. Perhaps that revenge could still be had. Tell me what you know of Skyreach.
Oh, that would be so wonderful. Avenge me of my current predicament and situation. Of course you understand, Freddy. Well, you see, Skyreach Castle over in Parnast, only about half a day's travel from here, I gather. Let's see. Well, it's covered by clouds, so it's not easily discernible. You have to get quite up and close to know of its location in the nearby ravine. I don't think it would be too difficult to get within for the clouds, though it covers prying eyes from seeing within. It also covers those within from seeing without. I think a covert approach is likely more inclined to you than a forward motion. There's cultists all over the town.
They've taken over Parnast, have they? And this ravine, is this to the north, to the south? Which direction from Parnast?
It is to the southwest.
You know of a good angle to approach it from.
Well, Skyreach Castle is aptly named. It is a flying fortress, a remnant of the Age of Giants, or so I hear. So there really is only one approach. It is the main gateway. Everything else, unless you have a means of flying up to it, I doubt you'll be able to find much else in the way of getting within.
Main gateway, is it some sort of levitation that takes us up? You said it's in the air.
No, it's been a long time since I've actually been over in the village. You see, I've been at the hunting lodge for quite some time. But, no, they don't levitate up. It is a flying fortress, but they have it in the ravine because it can float down about level. So you see, they must have some sort of contraption to level with the gateway. A portcullis, a drawbridge of some sort to take all the wagons within.
So it comes down when needed, goes back up when desired.
I believe so, yes.
Very interesting. You know where they would store all the goods? I mean, obviously, probably in the treasury room. But where is the treasury room inside of Castle Skyreach? Have you ever been inside?
Yes, I've been around a little bit. There is Skyreach is rather big, you understand. The ravine, I know we say ravine, but it is quite large. Fit an entire floating castle. There are 2 levels, and the levels are split by quite a few chambers. It's almost like a small mountain. Tunnels and such running within. With the castle levels expanding upon the courtyards and other such. There's a lower courtyard. And then moving within the stone interior, there is a main vault. I believe they are storing all the treasure there.
And she said that was on the main floor?
Yes, it is on level with the main floor.
All right, taking notes on all this as I go. What of the defenses? You said there were many cultists. Do they have shifts or rotations that we can exploit?
Oh, I don't doubt that.
Fair enough. That was a difficult question, wasn't it? Who runs the castle? Is it Varum himself?
Just want to make sure I get this right.
Yeah, I'm making the DM look up information.
Ureva just keeps drinking. Wait, did VMAX still has Ureva's bottle of wine, right?
He does.
All right.
Does she want
Ureva
it back?
kind of, Ureva kind of sidles over, grabs the bottle of wine, takes another long swig and hands it back.
They're passing it back and forth like a couple of teenagers.
Yes. Sitting out in the parking lot.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
what he's
Walmart.
offered to me.
We assumed you were sober.
Yeah, Rava kind of takes a look back. Doesn't question it, looks at VMAC, looks at Rose, and kind of motions towards the bottle. We are willing to share. Right, VMAC?
If she wishes.
I guess I'll try it.
Okay.
Have you never had wine?
She did.
So, Talus responds, in charge of the castle or the village?
Both. Who's in charge of the castle and who's in charge of Parnast?
Castle's a little trickier because Resmia's in charge, but as you wager, she has only quite recently come within this area. She's there now, I don't doubt. The village itself is put under the charge of Captain Athelstan.
I didn't quite catch all that. Awful step?
Captain Athelstan.
Okay. Oh, awful. There we go. Thank you.
He's the what? The
You had a dwarf in your captivity downstairs. Quite the... Freddy, like... Not like winces, but just like tilts his head a little bit. Charming fellow to talk to.
Yes. It's prying that one for information.
Yeah, I got a little bit out of him. But then we had to let him go. Would he have ran to Parnast, or would he have ran back to Varum?
If you let that one go, he's likely on his way to Varum. Wherever he may be. I don't know that he would go through Parnast, though it would make sense. Depends on the conditions of his release.
We're amicable. Well, guys, can you think of anything else to ask our friend here? Reddy looks back at Ureva, Rosemary, Vmok in turn.
So this Othelstan is the keeper of the keep?
No, Parnast. He runs Parnast.
Oh, he is the captain of Parnast.
Correct.
Yes, he is pretty much the captain sitting in charge until the cult's movements are completed to Parnast. Skyreach won't be there forever. I suspect it will be on its way actually quite soon. So you should want to be on your way to stop that wagon.
And
The cult's
stopping the
if-
wagon from reaching Skyreach is what we should be doing.
Well, yes,
Where's
that's what we're talking about, is it not, friend?
Yes. The caravan isn't already in Skyreach, right?
I don't know. I don't know how much time has passed since predicament.
Either way, if the cult has an entire moving castle at their disposal, that is an asset that must be dealt with.
Yes, quite.
It's a formidable thing you guys have. Turns back to Talus.
Yes.
If we wanted to disable it, do you know how? Like you mentioned, there was some sort of way of controlling it. Where would that be?
Nothing we control. Like I said, it is a remnant of the Age of Giants. And so, it's controlled by giants.
Oh,
Oh.
giants control the floating castle.
Yes.
Are there giants like on the castle actively controlling it then?
Yes.
Fantastic. That's so interesting.
Reva kind of cocks her head at Freddy.
Freddy looks back and goes like, "Yikes!"
She then grabs the bottle and takes another drink.
And the giants are in league with the cult.
Not in league to say, giants and dragons, but we do have an understanding and an agreement.
VMOC
No.
rubs his fingers together, the universal symbol of money.
Fred's gonna say, "Do you know the general conditions of the agreement?"
I do not. That is above my pay grade.
So you wouldn't know what the giants are getting in trade for such an immensely valuable asset.
The conditions were not revealed to me. I was merely here stationed to ensure the safety of all of these portals and the movements of all the treasure.
Speaking of the portals, I heard that they go quite a few different places.
Yes. We have portals. Not sure exactly how many are functional, but these many portals out to the side go across the nearby regions of the Sword Coast.
Do you know that if this, does the same password work for all of them?
No, certainly not.
Do you know a few offhand?
Yes, actually.
Well, we know that Drazier is for Neratar. Can you give me another?
Fontaine.
Where does that lead?
To the desert.
Desert as in I want some more, it's so delicious, or?
No. An actual desert.
Freddy chuckles to himself a little bit at his own joke.
Quite obscure and not easily found, but close enough to some of the civilizations, and you'd be surprised what kind of wonders can be taken out of the desert.
Oh, yes. There are several lost civilizations out in the desert, from what I understand. Although it's a dangerous place, it's a very high-risk, high-reward situation.
What is this desert?
We are very close to a very expansive desert, VMOC, that is just to the east of here.
What is a desert?
It is a region where very little grows and there's very little water. It is a hostile place full of sand.
And not much food.
It is.
Many
what I've
places
heard.
are hostile.
No, VMOC, this is hostile, even for hostile.
Really?
Yes, it's a place you may want to visit once all these troubles are over.
I just want to go home.
Fair enough. So besides Fontaine, do you know another one?
Mazine.
And that leads to?
The snowy lands.
The north.
Yes.
That was Mazine. Oh, you
Mhm.
put it right there. Thank you, Nomad.
These are quite a few portals that are activated. Quite the network you guys got.
Yes.
I'm impressed.
We have expanded.
Are there more?
I can't think of any off the top of my head. It must be in my notes within the lodge.
Well,
Where are your notes?
Doesn't matter, Freddy.
In my room. My quarters.
Oops.
She looks kind of oddly at the oops, like, what do you mean?
I almost
Rosemary
dropped
will,
the
like,
wine.
backhand. Like, what are you talking about?
I almost dropped the wine.
I see, I see.
Who else might know of further passwords?
I'm sure Varum knows a few. He's a purple wearer anyway.
He
I'd like to
took her
kill
purple.
him before we had a chance to speak too many words to him.
Berm
Well,
is the one that took her purple, yes?
I'm sure we'll come across Resmir and yeah, I lost myself in my own notes.
Athelstan?
Yeah, Athelstan. Thank you. Perhaps they'll know a few more. Anything else? Our friend has been so helpful.
She has.
I can't think of anything. Job well done again, Freddy. She says it sincerely, even though she sounds a little.
What about you, Rosemary? Anything come to your mind?
And this caravan just rolls right onto this castle?
Well, yes. You see, we have control of the village, though it may not seem so in outward appearances.
And all the villagers are beholden to your cult.
Certainly not, Vimok.
We make sure that the villagers don't lead any outsiders to realize what's really going on.
You have them
You
all
in danger then?
choked with fear. They are scared of you, and
Intimidated?
yes, that is the word I was looking for. Very well said, Rosemary.
Freddy, I do have one question. What's the best way to defeat a giant? You know, if they're ever hostile in our presence, how do we defend ourselves against them?
Can Freddy roll a check on giants
Yeah, give me...
to see if he knows any weaknesses?
see.
Nature?
Nature? I hardly know her.
Hold on. I got this.
FYI, I haven't made that joke in a long time, so I'm not sorry.
Not since Saturday.
Like auto
Roll history.
history, okay.
I gave you guidance, so I was very happy that I got that on.
Okay, so
That's a pretty decent roll.
giants. You know that they are very, very big creatures. Huge.
No
In
shit.
fact, yes.
They
They have a large pool of hit points. So battle usually takes a while, and they're very, very strong. So when they hit, they can deal a lot of damage. They do have innate spell casting as well. So let's see. Just for like some meta knowledge, like a Morning Star can have +10 to hit and 3d8 +8 damage.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, with multi-attack. There are different types of giants, like hill giants, frost giants, fire giants, cloud giants. Each of them
Swamp
have
giants.
each of them have their different like innate spells. Let's see.
Storm giant,
Mhm.
flab giant.
So mean.
Giant.
Giants. I say stone giants.
I would say
You're strong.
probably
Yeah.
probably good tactics, maybe like focus fire.
And attacking from afar,
Yeah.
if possible.
Yeah, trying to stay out of range, focus on their spell casting. If you have good like defenses against spells.
Yeah. I just didn't know if they had like any weaknesses or anything.
Yeah, Fred responds with, no, they don't innately have specific weaknesses, but they struggle with ranged attacks. So if you can, but excel in melee. So if we can stay at range and whittle them down with focused fire, we should be able to deal with them.
So attack one at a time, and hopefully you able hit some.
Yes, although they are not an enemy to be taken lightly.
No, I kind of figured that. I was just wondering if they had any weaknesses that we could possibly come up with a strategy before we head up.
They tend to be lower on the smarts. Not all of them, but generally speaking, they're not very bright.
No,
I'll come up with some sort of
Nope.
strategy.
that's not correct.
Ooh, you were wrong. You were wrong.
Like their intelligence isn't necessarily their highest skill, but they're not stupid.
A rare moment for
Gotcha.
me, guys. As a spouse, I am just soaking this in.
I think it's just a difference of like 5th edition and previous editions. Well, like depending on the giant too, is like hill giants are stupid, but
Hill giants
Yeah.
are dumb as rocks, but
How
But-
dare you insult rocks like that?
cloud giants are rather intelligent.
Hope we don't have to face any of them.
I will come up with some sort of strategy, and hopefully, I mean, we could talk about it when it gets there, but I'll be thinking about that.
Vmok now has the lifeblood of champions flowing through him. We will handle this.
With that, Freddy then stands back up from his crouch position, stretches just a little bit. Well, I can't think of anything else to ask our friend.
What
So
are we
the
going to
question
do?
is, what do we do now?
She is helpless.
But how much of a danger is she? Like, how big of a threat is she?
Well,
Quite a large one. She is perhaps slightly dishonored, but still one of the leaders of the cult.
And Rosemary will whisper, so we should probably kill her in this sense, huh?
it is
Pains
not fair.
it pains me, but leaving her like this tied to a tree might as well be the same thing, and I don't know if we can afford to let her go.
Well, we could just make it quick and easy by, like, stabbing her or something.
That would be a very dishonorable thing to do.
I cannot.
Exactly.
Ureva, like, you can see her literally, her face just turns to stone. We cannot kill someone when they are helpless. I will not allow that to happen.
I agree. As Vmok said, it is very dishonorable and churns my stomach. Although the information she has gotten is extremely useful, I do not wish us to become like the cult. I do not want us to be
You cannot.
so what's the word? Like it's like you disregard something or you don't take something seriously. So caveat or no, not caveat.
Cavalier.
Cavalier, thank you. Cavalier with life.
We cannot claim to be heroes of any sort if we become villains.
Exactly.
I do not claim to be a hero, but cannot just kill her while she hangs there.
We can't
What
kill
about-
her when she hangs, but what if
what
she
a-
has her own fair way of getting out?
Yes, what about a contest? Vmok, would you face her one-on-one, when she was armed. If she beats you, she has earned her freedom.
Yes, but she will use magic.
How about this? If she uses magic, I'll shoot her in the head with my arrows. Magic is outlawed. Can you fight without magic? She looks at Talus.
You would deprive me of using spells in a fair fight? Explain to me how that is fair.
Yes.
You're unable to fight without magic?
Yeah, Freddy's face when you guys started saying this turned to one of like kind of confusion.
Well, then you fight her, Freddy.
I mean, I could fight her.
You have a spell fight. You and her.
It does make more sense, Freddy. We cannot pit a physical fighter against a magical one.
Very well, Rosemary. If you want it, you can have it. What do you say, Talus? Do you think that's a fair deal?
I don't have my armor, I don't have weapons, I have nothing. You have taken my wand.
You do have plenty of excuses, though, it seems.
Rosemary, I believe you have a spare set of armor, right?
Yes, I do. I have, I think I have studded leather. I have leather, and I have studded leather.
I'm usually outfitted with scale mail.
That's
Rima kind of chuckles a little bit, and she realizes she needs to stop drinking wine.
That's you probably weren't going to get.
Well, are there any other options then?
I was like, I'm not giving her scale mail back. That's mine.
She does a little catwalk showing off that she has it now.
Well, we could just knock her out, leave, and beat her to Parnast.
I think that is a wise idea.
She's already dishonored, and especially now that the lodge has fallen, she'll be extra not taken seriously by the cult. This was her charge, to keep it. Talus, what do you say? If
you're going to knock me out, at least unbind my hands.
Oh,
you're leaving me to die.
Yes, we would unbind your hands and knock you out. But if we were to leave you, where would you go after this? Remind about charm person is still active on her.
I don't believe I have anywhere else to go. If I show my face to the cult again, they would undoubtedly... I suppose I would have to find my way to another area and start anew.
See? There we go.
So let's be on with it. We've spent enough time with her.
Agreed. The problem has solved itself. Vimok, Rosemary, what do you say?
Oh, I was just going to hit her unconscious. Can I do an unarmed strike? Or...
Freddy's staring at Vimok,
I
waiting for an
suppose
answer.
If that is your choice, then that is what we do.
I think it's fair.
It's fair, and it seems like an honorable one.
Fair. She would have life, and she would be able to start anew wherever she may go.
Let's hope she makes wiser choices with her life.
Yes, no more joining cults. They are very bad.
You don't know the power of dragons.
Dragon isn't a cult, though. Dragon is a dragon.
And you don't know the danger of dragons. You don't know the empty promises of dragons.
That's neither here nor there. Rosemary, knock her out. Let's be done with it.
This will be like I guess it could be lethal or not.
No, everyone's gonna be pissed if you do it non-lethal, or if you do it lethal. You know that, right?
Wait, why did I have disadvantage though?
You didn't have disadvantage, you had advantage.
Oh.
Rosemary strikes out but actually misses as she's kind of like swaying back and forth on this rope just a little bit.
Why do you only have a +3? Do you have no strength or dexterity?
I have dexterity.
I don't know what a
it's only a
scimitar
+3.
uses. Are you not proficient with scimitars?
Yeah, you use a scimitar. You want to use a unarmed strike. So
Where's that?
I will make it.
Quit playing with her, Rosemary.
Rosemary.
Mark, I suggest that you be quiet before I slap you.
Rosemary, please do not kill her.
I'm not
I ask
killing
this of you
her.
personally.
I wouldn't.
She
Okay.
just threatened me.
Go ahead and use that unarmed strike. The second punch hits. Are you doing lethal or non-lethal?
Not.
Okay, go ahead and roll
lethal.
damage.
I guess. I mean, I would have just done spare the dying anyways, but
3 points of damage. She is not down and
Why can't
out.
you have that?
Is that all you got?
do you want me to punch harder? I was trying to go lightly.
No, I don't want you to punch me at all. I want you to set me free.
Nope, I punch her again.
You
All
can't
right.
always get what you want.
I want you to set me free. Nah.
All right. Talus falls unconscious and begins dying.
And I will do spare the dying.
Okay. Once again falls unconscious.
All right.
Mark,
Freddy will then
that kind of hurt.
untie her.
I'll let you hunt from now on. And then I just do spare the dying on her.
Okay.
Freddy's untying her.
All right, you untie the now unconscious halfling as she's dangling from a tree.
Yep. Undo the sling that's holding her in place, lowering her to the ground without doing more damage.
Okay.
And then drags her up against the tree and like slumps her up against it.
Like she's sleeping.
Okay.
Picks up his pack, makes sure there's nothing else left behind in the camp, and looks at his compatriots.
Okay, so you all have your backpacks back.
Reva will
Yeah.
take an arrow from her quiver and lay it next to Talus and kind of look up. I can't leave her completely defenseless.
But
And then
is she
walks
going
away.
to do with an arrow?
Well, this is for my conscience, not hers.
Fair point.
She seems smart. She'll figure out something.
Yes, and her spellcasting ability will be able to carry her far in an honest profession if she chooses it.
I truly hope she does. If we come upon her again on this path, I will not think twice about completely obliterating her.
She has
She-
been warned.
Yep, she has had her opportunity to change her ways.
So, do we go join this wagon train and try to sneak onto the Skyreach castle?
Are we walking and talking again? So
Yeah.
we're going in the general direction of like, it's southwest towards Parnast. That's what Nox said anyway.
So, are we going to Parnast? Yeah.
I would say-
I mean, where else would we go?
I don't know, back to the portals. Try out something.
I do not want to go to the land of the snow or the desert. We're not equipped for that.
Or we could just go back to the coast?
And leave the castle.
I
as
don't know.
All right, let us head to Parnast. Perhaps we can find an actual bed to lay our heads upon for even a night. We can discuss and plan out on the way.
Find out
Yes.
where this caravan is and what. I don't know.
Perhaps they have somewhere we can attempt to do some sort of restocking of our
You don't need arrows, Ureva.
No, for once I do not. I have been blessed, Solinar. But we have other things that we may need. She holds up. She points to the now nearly empty bottle. We have other supplies we may need to refill on.
You drank a lot of that wine.
You
You
didn't
do
even let me have
realize
a
you
sip.
drank most of it, correct, Vimak?
Well, I am bigger than you.
That is true. Rose, what did you think of the wine?
I
Well,
didn't
she
even
must
get
have
to
drank
try
quite
it.
a bit. She had to hit that little halfling 3 times.
Freddy smacks his
not?
lips. A little thirsty.
Ureva holds up, like, looks at the bottle. There's a little tiny bit left, and she, like, gives it to Freddy. You
Freddy
might
will
as well
drink the
finish
rest.
it, half elf. And she says half elf with a little bit of a, like, just a bit of a smile.
Right. And Freddy finishes it and leaves the bottle behind. He's a litterer, because that's not a thing yet in the world.
Vimok steers Ureva this way. You drank more than you thought. This way.
As far as your plan goes, Vimok, there's only 4 of us. Trying to even disable a castle all on our own will be a mighty feat.
Oh my god, there's a Christmas parade outside! Sorry, that wasn't muted.
Oh wow, yeah, there is.
I'm sorry.
That's
Happy
not,
Christmas.
don't worry about it. You don't gotta worry
Oh
about
my
that.
god, there's a Christmas parade outside! I'm so excited! There's lights! Ah! Okay,
Literally a giant Santa sleigh.
Happy Christmas from England.
I know, we live in, like, the most rural part, too, so it's really cool. Oh, there's kids with Santa hats. Oh, okay, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I just got so excited.
Okay. So, you make your way towards the village of Parnast. It takes some time. You finished a short rest, and it takes the later part of the day to get there. It is dusk when you see the outskirts. As well as behind you, you can see the plumes of dark smoke rising in the air above the forest top.
Wasn't me.
Just had to drop that bottle, didn't you?
All right, Shaggy.
What?
Shaggy? Like Scooby-Doo Shaggy?
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
Saw me banging in the
Yeah,
bathroom.
yeah.
Wasn't me.
Shady.
Oh, yeah.
Even got it on camera.
Wasn't me.
Shaggy. That's
Yeah, no, that's a song by Rick Rock and Shaggy. I just Googled it.
Slim
I was right,
Shady.
you're wrong. No, not Slim Shady. Wow. Go to bed. You're too young to be up this late.
I'm up early.
Emma, no one is killing you. What's going on?
Is she like meowing?
She's like, no, she's not just meowing. She was like, meow.
She wants me to play with her.
Acts like she's tortured. Cats are so dramatic. I thought my birds were dramatic, but dang.
Perhaps we could find somebody in town that would like to join us on our journey.
Ireva
since
looks
we
at
are
Rose.
missing a person.
I'm not concerned. We have everything we need.
Honestly, though, Vimok, I think that trying to take down the castle, or at least disable it, or hinder its progress, is a feat worth trying to accomplish.
I just don't understand what we're trying to do here. Are we going to stop the caravan, rob the caravan, disable the caravan?
At the very least, disable the caravan, but
Why?
I think we should keep an eye out for trying to disable that castle as well. If they are able to use it as a way to quickly collect all the gold that they're trying to hoard for the ritual to summon Tiamat, it would be a mighty blow to them in their efforts.
I agree.
What is this castle for, though? Is it where this queen is?
The
No,
queen,
the queen is still in the Nine Hells for now.
but she is close. You must believe me. She is close.
Did you see her when you were on your death journey?
Ereva's face kind of gets downcast. While I did not see her in her true form, when I fell, I went to the first layer of the Beyond. And I witnessed her form there. It was a shadowy form. It's like she knew that I was one that was trying to stop. She came after me. I was placed in this land of Vernus. I don't know if you are familiar with that realm, but it is the final layer, the topmost layer of the Beyond. And when I woke, when I came to, I found myself in this. Uh-oh. I just accidentally clicked on something. Anyway, I found myself in this realm. It was discomforting at best. And suddenly in the distance, a shadow began to form. And I could feel hatred. I could feel an animosity. And as the shadow grew larger and I began to wander further on my path, suddenly these dark tendrils started reaching out for me. Luckily, a portal appeared before me, and as I ran into it, she reached out her long, shadowy arms to me to try and tether me to the realm beyond. It wasn't so much what I saw of her form, but of what I felt. If she manages to make it into this realm, this world does not stand a chance, I can tell you that much. There is power, and there is hatred, and that is all there is.
We must not let her use it.
Vimok does not understand all this. He knows there is here and now, and then there is not.
She is in the knot. But she is trying to come into the here and now.
Ureva will kind of stop walking and square herself with Vimok. Vimok,
He will stop and turn and look at her. Yes.
I returned from the dead. And I know it is not completely agreed upon, and before my passing, I would not have agreed on it. You know, I only came back to stop her. However, she did not simply get killed. She was sealed beyond the grave. She was banished from this world. She was not killed. And they are working because she is one of the greatest evils this world can ever see. And they are putting all this work to not just bring her back to life, but to undo her banishment.
Very well.
Vimok,
Yes.
as you are walking into town, before you can get closer to the outskirts where your presence may be realized, you sense movement coming off from the side of the road that you are currently on. And you see a figure approaching. A small figure on top of the back of a larger creature.
So 2 creatures.
You see 2 creatures, one of small size riding another of medium size. They do not appear to be trying to approach stealthily. They are approaching quickly, but not aggressively.
Vimok will make sure everyone sees them or notices them. We have company. They do not
Right.
appear to be enemies.
Ureva will whip an as Vmok says that, she will whip an arrow out of her quiver. Where?
He motions with his hand, no weapon. There.
And she draws the arrow back slightly, not fully taut, but draws it back and points it in the direction that he indicates.
What's the lighting situation?
It is dusk, so it is not the easiest to see. It's everything's kind of in dim light right now.
Except for Ureva. Just saying.
Hey, and me too.
Hey, who are you?
I am Vmok. Well met, he says questioningly.
Perhaps. What do you need here?
Who are
Rest.
you to ask us? Are you the guardian of this road?
I'm from town nearby.
Name this town, stranger.
From Parnast. But do you have business here?
Perhaps. Again, are you the guardian of this town? As Vmok's hand starts to hover towards the...
I am a guard,
sword?
yes.
You are a guard of this town. Ureva kind of lowers the bow a bit.
Yes.
What is your name?
Slurm.
Hello, Slurm. My name is Freddy.
Hello.
So can Ureva...
Oh my goodness. Okay. Rosemary casts a spell at Slurm. Toll
Wow.
the dead. Slurm manages to succeed.
Can you tell what it is? Like, is it a hostile spell?
Oh,
Yeah, Toll the dead.
No.
Yeah.
Like we would know what she's casting. That's what I'm asking.
Well, you would hear her incantation, so anyone learned in spellcasting would know this.
Alright.
I need
Woody
everybody
Reva?
to roll me initiative.
Oh my gosh. All right, I'm changing my dice if that doesn't...
I changed my dice color like 3 times.
Well, I'm not that edgy about it.
Freddie
Change
had
them
a
too
nice roll,
often, they
though.
have no alliance.
I'm gonna change it to red.
Welcome to the game, Slurp.
All right. So
Hey, I gave
actually,
fair warning.
just in future reference, don't just go throwing out spells. You got to let me know, because even though like you may think you have surprise, you don't, because we have to roll initiative.
Oh yeah, I was
Yep.
just doing it because backstory.
Okay.
Yeah. He's just saying next time
Vmok.
shot whisper or something.
So Vmok, it is your turn, but technically Rosemary has not thrown a spell yet.
Okay, so I was just saying that Vmok his hand was hovering near his the hilt of his sword, because this to him this little dragon is kind of sketchy. So he's starting to separate himself from the party a little bit. Not circling around a little bit, trying to, in case this is a caster of some sort, and trying to stay out of fireball formation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, gotcha.
Doesn't want a repeat of the Ondar incident,
Okay,
even though he
so-
didn't know Ondar, he's just kind of moving out. Are we on this map? Okay, so he's just moving out in kind of, a circular formation, kind of trying to get away from being in a in a clump,
Okay.
and that's all he's doing. So he's
All
not
right.
not being aggressive, but he's just not being, he doesn't know who this person is, and he's like, okay, they're not really giving answers. Okay, and well, friend, there's no reason to be. We are just traveling down this road towards this village. We are not enemies. That's it.
All right, Freddy.
So, like, Fred was being mostly silent, letting Ureva and VMOC hold the conversation. So he's just gonna chill still,
Okay.
letting VMOC and Ureva talk to him.
All right, Rosemary. So you cast Toll the Dead.
I do want to remind, I actually have disadvantage.
Oh yeah, from the Twitch chat. Okay, Rosemary
Oh,
gets.
why you gotta be so honest for?
It's good. It's integrity.
Oh, I know. I'm
Still
just kidding.
succeeds. All right. So Rosemary, your Toll the Dead does not take hold. That uses your action. You have movement, and you have a bonus action. Slurm, this kobold dragonkin creature, is 35 feet away.
She, like, grunts and, like, who are you? And, like, she will, like, walk about right there.
Okay.
What are you doing in these parts?
And, like, she's visibly, like, raging and angry.
Be able to respond now? Can I-
You could respond now, but only 6 seconds, so you wouldn't be able to respond with like full sentences.
I saw the smoke from, what was it, a lodge?
Yep, the lodge.
I saw the smoke from the lodge. Wow, is that you?
It's on fire.
Did you do that?
I mean, I didn't, but the big guy did.
She's just, like, even more angry.
Rosemary,
That's
what
my
is the
turn.
meaning of this?
All right, Ireva, you've received initiative.
Dragon!
Alright. Can Ireva do a check to, or is she able to tell if Slurm is... words are failing me. I got too excited about the Christmas parade. If Slurm is, like if she means them harm.
Make me an insight check. Slurm did not approach with any act of aggression, meaning no harm. Just inquisitive, trying to see what's going on.
Okay. Ireva will literally step in between, directly in between Slurm and Rosemary, in front of Rosemary, and put her hands out to the side. Her bow and arrow are put away. And Rose, we know not who this is. If they truly are simply a city guard, why are you attacking them?
Dragon
We are-
folk.
This is not a dragon folk.
Dragon king. It's a dragon.
She is a kobold. Kobold are not dragon folk. And she softens slightly, and I understand. Hawkeye shared everything that happens, and I know. but she is not of the kin that slew you.
Rosemary will have like some tears, but she's like still angry.
And then he will literally put a hand on Rosemary's shoulder. We need to give her an opportunity. She is not of that kin. I understand. And that's Erava's turn.
6 seconds. All right, Slurm, you have just been attacked. What are you doing?
I'm friend, you, me, friend. I want help. I must help. The town is not safe. Not safe. Full of cult.
Erava would whip around at the mention of cults. Cult?
Many cult. Full. Parnast. Not safe.
It appears, Rosemary, that our interests actually align.
You know of the cult and are against them?
Yes. I'm tricky.
Nomad, can Erava do a check on that again, or no, because it's not her turn?
Let's go to VMOC first.
Okay.
She is riding a lizard dog. She is aligned with that cult. Demok slowly draws the sword and doesn't advance, but he's very wary of her. How do I know not to distrust you, Slurm? And he's like looking around now. He's can you make a perception check to look? Is there a lot of bushes or weeds or something in this area?
Yeah. I make me here. I'll push it to you.
Okay.
Because you don't have
He
dark
wants to know if
vision.
he's in an ambush situation or something. Is what he's looking for.
You see no sign of danger around you. You are far enough away from the village that only someone like really looking out into the darkness with dark vision would be able to see you.
Yeah.
But torchlight would be required to notice your presence. You are far enough away.
Yeah, he's very wary of this. You look like a dragon. You ride a lizard dog. You smell like cult to VMOC. That'll be his turn.
Okay, Freddy.
Freddy would like to make an insight check on Slurm to see if he believes her story about the cult.
All right, Freddy and Erava, both of you are quite practiced at reading the body language and other stuff and other such subtle information when others are talking to discern whether they are being honest or not. Even with the features of a kobold distorting those little movements, you can tell this creature is being nothing but honest. There is a tension about it. It seems not fearful, but anxious. You suspect that this creature is against the cult of the dragon and is actually trying to warn you before moving within Parnast.
Erava will turn. So
Freddy's turn.
Oh, sorry, that's right.
Freddy will turn to VMOC and say, VMOC, I believe. Can I tell if it's him or her?
Make me a nature check.
I could just say the kobold, but
You are not studied enough in kobold to really be able to tell.
well, since I can't tell, Freddy will just say, I believe this kobold. It seems quite keen on telling us something important. Perhaps we should let it.
Reva, it is true. Ema, Rosemary. I cannot explain it to you. This kobold means us no harm.
All right. Anything else, Freddy?
Nope. Fred's still just standing there. Well, actually, I think he would move in front of Rosemary a little bit, block her path too.
Okay, Rosemary, you're up.
I really want to attack again, but at the same time, I don't.
Well, can I roll a persuasion check versus your insight?
Sure. I mean, I would allow that. if it's up to-
Rosemary, what would it be? Rosemary, make me a wisdom check. And then Freddy can do persuasion.
Would that just be a base wisdom throw?
Check. So on the left, not on the right.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, yep. Nope.
Freddy's
Stumbled on my words
words.
a bit
Yep.
there.
Freddy's words are barely even heard through the rage that you're feeling within seeing more Dragon Quinn. The reason for your sister's death.
All right, then. I mean, this is in character, so she's gonna try to attack again.
All right, Slurm succeeds again.
Slurm.
She will grit her teeth and like become more full of rage, trying to like walk through Freddy and Ureva to get closer.
All right.
I mean, they could try to stop me if they want to, but if it's up to you. but-
Ureva and Freddy, do you try to stop her?
I do. Ureva
Okay.
actually does.
Make me some opposed strength checks. So Rosemary, make me one strength check. Ureva and Freddy, make me a strength check.
Not a save,
Check.
an ability check.
Check.
Not great at those.
Oh, okay, that's good.
All right, Rosemary is able to push past both of you.
And that's gonna be my turn. She's
Alright.
not gonna say anything.
Ureva, what are you doing?
Great. Ureva is going to attempt to grapple Rosemary.
Okay.
I
So
don't
you
know.
can-
I've never done that.
Yep, you can target her and then scroll to the very bottom of your actions tab, and it has the generic actions. You
Okay,
can do
grapple?
a grapple. Yep.
I'll just click on it.
Double click.
Ah, there it is.
You managed to grapple Rosemary.
She does it like as gently as possible. She's not trying to hurt Rosemary.
Grab our belt loop.
It's off me.
Rosemary, you need to hear me. I understand. This is not the folk that slew you. She truly means us no harm. We are not here to harm those that do not deserve harm. Can... Oh lord, I was gonna say, can I attempt to do roll persuasion, but that's gonna be a shite show. So, I mean, can I? It's gonna be
Yeah.
a shite show, but...
Yeah, roll persuasion.
Can
then
I
what's my
assist?
roll? Wisdom?
So there's two ways that this can go. Either you guys can pure role play it, so like Rosemary decides whether she is swayed or not, or you can do opposed
Okay.
checks. So if we want to do the opposed checks, we can do it that way, or if you want to role play it.
So I'll say that she's listening, so I can give myself a disadvantage.
Saying
Like,
Ureva's
if-
grapple turns into more of an embrace.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I would give myself disadvantage.
Okay. Can I assist Ureva with the roll since I'm also trained in persuasion?
Yes.
There we go.
Okay. So
Erava's so
yep,
charismatic.
Well, you have advantage.
you rolled 2.
Oh, I didn't
yep.
know that.
So
Okay, so just roll another one or
Yep,
roll,
roll
with
another one.
advantage? Okay. Oh, okay, so much better.
all right.
I was like, I'm trying my best here to help you.
Freddy also lends his support, speaking calming words to Rosemary, putting a reassuring hand upon her back as Erava embraces Rosemary. Rosemary facing away, eyes beginning to flow with wetness. And she is convinced. For now, she does not appear to be acting outwardly aggressive. Slurm, you see this one figure moving forward with many of her other party members trying to halt her advance. You're confused. It keeps attacking you, but the others are trying to stand down. What do you do?
What? I'm trying to help. Town dangerous. Full of cult. They think I'm one of them. Sneak in.
I believe you, Slurm. But this one has issues.
Say friend. Are we not friend?
I am friend.
I do not wish to harm you, Slurm. Forgive us. Our companion has a history, a very personal history with those that resemble you. It is not a bright history.
Dragons bad. It's me.
Yes.
I don't like dragons.
Anyone who opposes the cult is a friend of mine.
Then we are friends.
And mine.
Vimok, what say you?
Why does she ride that lizard dog?
It is my friend.
Remember, Vimok, we have worked with lizard folk before. They are not all evil.
It
He's
appears
mad.
that her legs are quite small. Perhaps it is the way she keeps up.
All right, Freddy, as you're watching, this looks like a guard drake like you've seen many times before, but also as you've spent time, it seems to have an above average intelligence to it than normal drakes. It also doesn't seem quite like a draconic drake. You get the sense that there is something much more to this guard drake than what appears to meet the eye.
Yeah, we fought a bunch of those in that place
roll
we
it.
were in. That's why Emok's not real happy about it.
Yeah, could I roll a check? Arcana, nature, otherwise?
Make me
To try to determine what the drake has going for it?
do religion.
Religion. Okay. I'm not very good at that.
Yep, you are not able to discern the origin of this creature.
I need you to pick skills that I'm better at.
All right, are we standing down or are we keep fighting?
Well, there hasn't. Well, other than the spells being slung, Emok's just got his sword out because it's a little dragon riding a freaking lizard dog.
Erava does give Vimok a slightly fleeting but very earnest look.
He does that. Sheaths his sword.
All right, what about Rosemary? You standing down? Otto?
Oh, I just noticed something.
Crickets.
Oh, I was talking that whole time. Sorry, I was muted. I was saying that, yeah, she's going to stand down, but she's gripping the ground, like, crying, and, like, from the grapple embrace, like, she is very, very upset and not happy.
Okay.
But she's also speaking in Draconic.
Ureva
so-
will actually speak back to Rosemary in Draconic
Oh, shit,
and
I
just-
forgot you.
and just say, I understand. You do not have to trust her, but that does not mean she deserves to be slain.
Yeah, she will, like, continue to grip the ground, but, like, she's going to stand down. But she
Okay.
doesn't trust her.
All right, Slurm, you see this one aggressive creature breaking down on the ground. But for the moment, at least, combat is ended. We are out of initiative order now. You may talk freely.
I apologize for my travel companion, Slurm. Like I said, she has issues.
He has had family slain by dragon folk in the past. She does have a right to be weary, but I do apologize.
Dragon's bad.
Yes. Most dragons bad.
I don't like dragon.
Right now, Ureva is genuinely checking, like taking care of Rosemary, like making sure she's like being there for her, consoling her. That's the word.
Funny too. That you know, Parnast, full of cult, bad people.
Yes, they are bad people. Would they attack us if we approach the town?
They might. They see smoke. You come from smoke. They might.
We were hoping to rest our heads in an actual bed tonight.
Do you know a secret way in?
You earn much trust.
DM, do I?
You might be able to get them in.
Okay.
If you guard this village, you earn much trust. You get us in there.
Well, maybe. We can try.
That's all we can do.
Yeah.
Have you seen a caravan make its way into this village?
I was from Caravan. I was Caravan guard. Caravan attacked.
You know of Skyreach?
Yes.
We want to stop it.
That is a lot. That. Well, you're gonna need help.
We're gonna need friends.
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 She is no friend of mine.
I say in Draconic.
Does not have.
Like,
Ureva
looking
responds in
at
Draconic.
Slurm.
She does not have to be your friend. Yet. You may never call her friend, but that does not mean she cannot be an ally. And Ureva will look at Freddy. There will be trust situations here.
Oh, believe me, there's already trust situations. But we have no other choice. We can't simply stride into Parnast and fight the whole town, and then stroll towards the keep and try to take it with just the four of us. I say this is our best chance at a stealthy approach.
You have my agreement. This may be difficult, though.
We would draw too much attention standing out here in the middle of this road like this.
Yes, I agree, Vimok. Let's go onward. Follow the way, Slurm. Or lead the way,
Slurm.
Slurm. We'll follow.
That is your name, Slurm?
Yes.
I will trust you for now, Slurm. I will keep my eye on you.
I understand.
If you truly feel the cult is bad, we will find out in time.
Yes. Yes.
Rosemary, are you going to be okay?
Like, she's just only going to speak in Draconic from now on. Like, not fully, but like, just for this situation.
It's like Spanglish.
Spanglish, right? She's like Spanglish from now on, which is going to just totally screw up Vimok because now he's like, ugh.
Wish you would speak in a tongue that we all understand.
Okay, so Ireva will respond in common to what she says. And she responds to Slurm. When Slurm speaks, she looks at Freddy and Vimok. Slurm says that dragons are no friend of hers. She has said that many times.
Vimok's going to start speaking in Hoard.
Out of spite.
Or giant, you know?
Say Freddy pulls out the giant. We'll just start having conversations with Vimok.
Oh,
Right.
well, I have giant too.
All right, so you're making are you making your way into Parnast?
Yeah, so Rosemary's gonna stand up gently, and like shake her head that she's not okay.
We must go forward, though. There's no time. But to keep me away from that one. As I do not trust myself around if I'm alone. What I might do out of anger.
Fred continues to follow Slurm, but also will keep his distance from Rose. She's left Ireva alone versus a strong melee fighter. She's attacked without provocation. He's losing trust in her. We also only have her word that Hawkeye gave up her life willingly.
Ooh.
Plot twist. Da-da-da.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay.
And her recent actions have not boded well with him.
All right, let's take a really quick break. Bathroom, take a drink, get some food, something.
Okay.
We'll be back in, let's say, 2 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
Good. Hear frickin' Raven talk though. Finally, I was like,
Yeah,
fix this,
yeah.
please. Like out of character. I was so frickin' pumped.
I like the voice. All right.
Yeah, it's how kobolds more or less should talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
Okay, so we are back
Back
to
in.
that short little break.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
Yeah, it's a good voice.
Back street back. All right.
So finally, we get introductions for the newest member, Slurm. And you are on the outskirts of the village of Parnast. As best you can tell in the darkness now, for dusk has come. And in order to see well, you would have to have a torch, but now that you are attempting to approach without being seen, It's a little more difficult. You see the village has a few dozen houses and a small square with buildings that include a tavern, a stable, and a shrine. You approach from the northwest, and the largest building down the road to the left would be the stables. In contrast to this rustic burg is a large fog-shrouded ravine down to the southwest. So, how do you enter? Slurm would likely know a few places to get in and out where the guards might not have or the sentries, whoever's posted, probably don't see the best lanes of avenue.
Are there any like unguarded gates that are that are locked or anything like that they come across?
It does not seem like there's a fence or anything around the town.
Ooh, Ireva with a 24 rolls 2 18s on perception. All right, Ireva. Looking around, it does not seem like there are like guards or sentries or anything, but then again, you do get the distinct sense that someone is watching. Looking closer and closer, you do see a few villagers going about their business, even in the darkness. It's an odd hour to be out doing anything, especially for a village of this size. Like, what do you have to do at night? They are keeping an ever-present watch, especially towards the northwest, where you do know that the flames from the lodge left billows of black smoke rising above the trees. So you know that the attention is definitely on the road that you are on now.
Ureva will pause, put her arms out. They are watching this way. I think it best that we get off this path. And she'll look at Slurm. How large is this area? Can we approach from the opposite side?
I think I know where we can go.
Ureva will look at Rosemary and Vimok in turn. Do you trust me?
I trust you, but
Yes.
I do not trust.
That is not what I asked. Do you trust me?
Yes, I trust you.
And she will follow Slurm's lead.
And Slurm will skirt the edge of town around to the east side and slowly approach from the east.
Okay. Takes a bit of time having to circumnavigate around the town. A lot more time than you supposed. But after about an hour or so of walking through the more difficult outskirts in the forest, you do eventually come to the eastern side, which I will put you on the map now, with Slurm in the lead. Oops. Let's do this. I put the guard drake on first, then when I put your token on, you should be able to go on top. There.
And will I be able to move them both together?
No, I think I'll have to do the drake.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
can we just assume that the drake is under her? You know,
Yeah.
unless she says not.
I'll kind of put him off to the side.
Well, I don't know what any of these buildings are.
Okay, so the building directly to your left, you know as the Golden Tankard. It is a, is it an inn or just a tavern? You know of it as like the local watering hole. You can buy ale and drinks there, as well as get some food, and they do have some rooms.
Okay.
That would be this building.
Sleep, eat here.
Thank you, Slurm. Do we need to roll stealth checks? Like,
Are you trying to be stealthy?
yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
No. So Erava's trying to like just not draw attention to them. Not necessarily pointedly stealthy, but like look like normal sort of
Like we
thing.
fit in, right?
Oh, so performance checks.
Oh fuck. No, the other thing.
The other
What-
fit in thing.
What Freddy said. What Freddy said, I take it back.
No, I mean we are walking down the middle of the road. Like, there's nothing to hide behind. It doesn't make sense that we would just stroll in like we fit in, right?
Well,
Oh,
it is
dead.
still a town.
Slurm has been seen around, right?
Yeah. Summer's been here.
Yeah, then Freddy's not stealthing. Freddy is just following Slurm, looking like he knows where he's going.
That's what Erava's doing, but you know, she's not a redactor, so
Do
fingers
do
crossed.
do.
Hey, Mark. Shh.
All right, so a yellow tankard hangs over the door of this rustic tavern. Inside, though, the place is short on cheer. As you enter the door, all conversation stops and all eyes turn in your direction. A tall, heavy-set man with enormous mutton chop sideburns steps forward and asks, "What can I get you travelers?"
Food, perhaps a bed.
And have you any wine?
Ayo.
We ain't got nothing for wine, not a whole lot for food. I can get you some scraps. I'm afraid all the beds are taken.
It's disappointing to hear. Well, take the scraps. Do you know of another place we could lie our head around here?
Not so sure. I'm the only tavern around.
It's fine. I'll sleep outside.
We're not a dog, Rosemary. Why would you sleep outside?
She goes to this tree.
You're inside right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there a
Well,
fire? Is there a fire and a fireplace burning?
Yes.
We do have travel packs. Would it burden you if we just slept by the fire?
Yeah, he seems only momentarily, like, kind of irritated or whatever. Says, you know what? Help yourselves. I'll send out the pot boy to you in a moment with the finest available in me humble tavern. It's
I appreciate it.
It's 3 copper for a mug of beer, 1 silver for mead. And then he goes,
Erava will hand him a gold piece.
he takes it and quickly stuffs it in his pocket. A curt nod. Then he goes towards the kitchen, bellowing for a cask.
So, look at Freddy. I do not feel like mincing words this evening.
Are there any tables open?
There's a few, yes.
Well, let me take that gold piece out before I forget.
In that case, let us just take a table, eat our meal. And not cause a ruckus. Freddy will say under his breath, but enough for everyone to hear. Like, our party, not anybody else.
Ureva will... She'll not change her demeanor in any way. Freddy, we are being watched.
Hence the not causing a ruckus.
Perhaps we can make ourselves off as foolhardy adventurers and spend a bit more coin than we would like, than come across as who we truly are.
We are a motley group.
And she puts on this smile that, like, is creepy. She, like, attempts to put on what is, like, a beaming smile, but it just comes across creepy, and it looks wrong on her face, and she, like, slaps Freddy on the back, quote-unquote, friendly, and, like, starts laughing. But it just feels wrong to the group.
Freddy chuckles along, and points at her with the finger guns a little bit, like, that was a good one. And then also will say under his breath, we're adventurers from the northeast, and we're headed south.
All right. After you sit down, some of the villagers, looking over, some of them looking back, joining in on their conversations. It's kind of hushed. Seems like people are speaking in lower tones, don't want to be overheard. One actually sidles over and sits down at the table by you all. Says, greetings. You're here awfully late. Is it normal traveling around at this hour of night?
No, just got into town. Decided to push through,
Surely. We don't get much.
And Freddy's making a performance of, rubbing his shoulders and, stretching his legs. We just, walked all day.
All right.
And Ireva, she just starts to sing. Not loudly, but she tries to stick to the play. And she attempts to just start singing, like, a classic adventurer song that she's heard in her, traveling. And she just starts singing a little bit. It's very awkward, though.
Okay. Says, you look like you've been traveling for quite some time. That makes sense, you coming here at this hour. We don't see very many outsiders around here,
This is quite the remote village, isn't it? Don't worry,
yeah.
We're just passing through. Don't mean to cause any trouble.
Of course. So, you adventurers, huh?
Yeah? How else would you get such a motley crew together? He claps both Ureva and Vimok on the back heartily.
Oh, surely. I can't say I've actually seen a Goliath before. I've heard about them, but Ma, you're a big one, ain't you?
See how much wine they can put down.
So, adventurers, what kind of adventures you been on? I haven't gotten out much. I've been in here pretty much all my life, just farming, tending the fields.
Does he look like a farmer?
Make me an insight check.
Would you like that in the tower?
No. You can just roll straight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's a farmer.
Farmer to me, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'll insight that.
You know he's not.
What do you farm?
I don't know. I haven't been paying attention.
He did ask us a question first.
Oh, yep.
Let me get this out. All right. Yeah, you have no reason to believe he's lying.
Oh yeah.
He's got the garb. He's got like kind of dirty clothes. His the bottom hem of his pants or whatever are kind of got some dirt on him and everything. He seems quite common.
Fred answers his question with, we're relatively new, but we've dealt with a few, like, knoll problems and taken care of a couple of kobold dens.
Knolls. Oh man,
Yeah.
I've heard some nasty things about them. More beasts than men.
Yeah, they're quite ferocious, but we managed to take care of a few small bands.
And you said kobolds? Ooh. You rescue this one or something? Points down to Slurm.
What kind of crop do you grow, friend?
Oh, we got, we're close enough to the mountains. The ground ain't so great. I think it's, we get a couple of a squash and other such things. Just enough to keep the village going.
You think or you know?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I'm not so much like in the field, as you could say. I'm more into the making sure the town's supplied with enough crop. I see some squash. I see some other vegetables.
You don't actually tend the field. You more supervise.
I'm more supervised, yeah.
But as far as this one here, Freddy, motions towards Slurm. This one we just met on the way in. Not sure if she's gonna join us yet, but we'll see.
New friends.
You go from killing kobolds to befriending them. Interesting.
We only kill those that deserve to be killed.
Yeah,
Sure.
we said take care of the dens. Some of the ones we just sent on their way towards more promising horizons.
It's in self-defense, not of animosity. We don't like to kill
sure.
just to kill. Reva's struggling to keep a very light-hearted sense
Remark
about her.
stands up and stretches.
Well, if you don't mind us, we've had a very long day, and I think we're actually going to hit the sack pretty soon here. We got to get up early tomorrow and get on moving,
Be on our way.
Yeah. Ain't
What was your
much
name
in
again?
this. Ain't much in this town. You ask me. It's quite boring.
What was your name again?
Oh, my name's Sturm.
Well, nice to meet you, Sturm. But yeah, we're just here for a roof over our head for once, Take care of yourself.
Sure. Ain't no problem with good company and.
Wouldn't be a bath around here somewhere, would there?
You're gonna have to ask Ragnar about that. I don't know if it might be too late for a bath.
A water trough somewhere where I could just stick my head in it would be fine.
Again, that's a better question for Ragnar. He's got all the accommodations.
Is he the proprietor?
Oh, he's the man you met when you came in. Big fella.
I'm the big fella.
Oh, of course he ain't as big as you. Whereas you're strong, he's just, big, more around the mid section, you see.
Looks down the wing to see if there's other fellows down that way.
You do see, actually, a number of other villagers lounging around, talking to each other in hushed tones at their tables.
Can you get a quick count? A rough estimate?
I'd say probably like 18. As you're kind of looking around, you actually do see a number of them kind of like look over at your group with their eyes like out of the side of their heads, you know, and then quick look back.
So making a just quick warriors estimate, how many real warriors are over there?
All right. By your estimation, these just look like common folk, like the normal folk that you would see in any village. But then again, some of them seem a little bit more than. You think that they've likely seen battles.
Weapons wise, how many can wield a weapon? 18?
No. Some of them definitely more used to like hoes and rakes and other stuff. I would say probably maybe 8 might have some type of martial training.
Okay, so he kind of like looks around, half-handedly kind of turns and looks at your raven, flashes 2 hands at, you know, like 5-10 to your raven and Freddy real quick. Ragnar!
At this, Sturm actually speaks. Ragnar has been kind of gone a bit. I'll go see what he's up to. And then he walks over, goes behind a door in a kitchen, and then comes back out. Ragnar also comes back out. Says, sorry it took so long. Here you go. And then there is, he brings out a plate with a number of sausage, as well as stewed cabbage and heavy black bread.
Just a place where I could wash my head.
We don't have, the bath's empty right now.
Just a water trough, my friend. Just to get the road wash off just to knock the dirt off my head.
Reva attempts to give him...
I suppose there's a trough outside.
Yes.
Would it be okay just for me to stick my head in it?
Be my guest.
Thank you.
It's just for the horses.
I don't care. I'm not a proud man.
Fred takes a piece of the blackened bread and like tries to bite in it. Is it like burnt blackened?
He before you grab it, he kind of just puts his hands down, doesn't grab, but he places his hand over yours and says, 5 plates is 4 copper each.
Fred will just toss him a gold coin.
All right, good enough for me.
That will keep us well supplied with mead for the evening, I hope.
Oh, certainly. I'll keep you full. And then it's not blackened.
Responds. Oh, sorry.
It's not blackened because it's burnt. It's just black bread.
Okay. Fred takes a bowl of soup and dips the bread in the soup and eats it.
All right.
Reva looks at him when he says, I'll keep you full. She attempts to give as a flirtatious a look as she knows how. And she just says, oh, please let us know if we owe you any more.
Don't worry. You're good for now. And then he actually turns to Sturm and then just nods his head, Sturm, and then walks away back to the kitchen. Pumpernickel sausage sandwich with slaw. Drake takes talking about food now.
All right, Drake. Calm down. You're gonna make us hungry.
Man, that doesn't sound too bad. Don't even need prestidigitation on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, because who doesn't love dirt that tastes like sausages?
Sturm sits down and says, you know, the sausage ain't that good, but that bread, actually, pretty good. You put it with that stew. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, even with meager and modest means over here.
Ureva gives it a try.
It's really not that great.
She,
It's like it's better than the so like way back in medieval times they used to have like stew that was just always being made and emptied out, so like you would just keep adding
all
stuff.
day stew.
Yep, all day.
Yep.
I can't remember what it was called. It's better than that. Like there's actually a little bit of effort put into this, but it's still kind of bland. It doesn't have like spices or anything. It's just like if you were to take wheat from the field and then just like mash it up and make bread out of it, and that's it.
Ureva doesn't want to totally lie to the man, so she looks says, "It is better than I." Oh, she's bread. Oh, it is better than I expected.
Oh yeah, you know, we do well enough for ourselves out here. We ain't got much in the way of spices.
When VMOC returns, Fred waves his hand, and the water on VMOC's head like dries up.
Oh, you're a magic user. Oh, what kind of spells you know?
Oh, a couple of simple ones here and there.
He really just knows how to make himself look prettier for the ladies.
Oh, you disguise? And then he starts
No.
actually like
He
scrutinizing your features right now, like looking at you, seeing if he can tell the illusion or not.
No, this is all the real me. The disguises that I do are more technical than magical.
He disguises me. I'm actually a halfling.
He looks at you for a second, kind of like, okay, how much truth is there to that? But then really quickly, like, wipes that suspicion off of his face. Oh,
Beamok grins
certainly
and
not.
winks at him.
And Ureva will roll her eyes, and she'll say, "Now you see why I gave a gold piece to drink the whole night." She's like doing her best to be like charming and aloof, and she's faking it till she makes it.
All right.
Fred's eating. He's hungry.
Yeah, so's Beamok. That ration wore off.
No.
Yes. Stop speaking that shit.
Do not tell me how to speak.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to your new best friend.
Oh, I just saw that. Oh, I forget that we like never actually talk in other languages. Out of character. I gotta get used to this.
All right.
Oh, Sturm,
Yeah.
is there a store in this town, a general store that we might hit up on our way out?
You don't really have much need for a store. I mean, we got a smith and we got a few other things. We have the Shrine of Axes. It's just a wooden building for some of the woodcutters.
Fair enough. I was just thinking if there's any places we could get a few extra rations.
You're probably gonna want to talk to Ragnar. He can provision you.
Fair enough.
As you are speaking, a villager walks by and kind of bumps you lightly. Excuse me.
Well, I'm gonna incite the shit out of that.
And walks out.
yeah.
Okay.
Wait, aren't you off on your own, Rosemary?
I'm at my own table, but I'm literally at the door that he just walked by.
Oh, I'm rolling like shit.
Okay, I would say you can't be like claim to be off on your own and then incite shit that happens to us.
No, I'm like right here at my own table.
I
Okay.
have an inspiration I haven't used yet. I'm gonna use it now.
Ooh, okay, roll again. Finally, use an inspo.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's better than a 2.
Wasting- You mean wasting inspo?
It's better than a 2.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's better than a 2.
That's true.
It's 6 better than a 2.
So did he like? I'm like double checking. Did he steal anything off of me, or drop something off, or trying to determine the purpose of him? Like, because I'm sitting at a table eating. Like, why he bumped into me?
You.
That was like, oh, never mind.
Here, let's see. Actually, let's do this.
Actually,
That's a little better.
Okay, Freddy. That wasn't just coincidence. And also, you felt a little pinch in one of your pockets. Not that
Okay.
something was taken, but maybe something was actually dropped off.
All right.
And Sturm speaks up and says, that was just Gundolin. He's been sour quite of late. Don't mind him.
the new fad, unstealing.
I'd say Fred like pretends to like look back angrily and be like, that was quite rude. I was enjoying this soup.
As he is exiting the building before the door closes, you see him looking back straight at you.
And then under the table, Fred will be like putting his hand in the pocket that he dropped something off in.
All right. You find a little piece of parchment.
Okay. He's gonna leave it for there. Leave it there for now, and then continue eating the soup and try to read it later.
That's much better than what I'd do. I'd be like, what's it say? What's it say?
Boy, Sturm, is there a bathroom? An outhouse?
It's a nice water trough right out back.
I'm not going to take a shit in a water trough, Emon.
That's good because I stuck my head in that one out back.
Oh,
I
we
think
don't.
I saw a porterhouse out back.
We don't got an outhouse. There's a porter right inside over here. And then he points over in this direction and on the other side of the building.
All right, Fred picks up the bowl of soup, drains the last of it, like sets it down, satisfied, stands up, and
Good soup.
will go to the bathroom.
All right. As Freddy gets up, Sturm turns to the rest of the party and says, So you said you headed south? And where to? What kind of adventures are over there?
We didn't say where we were going, friend.
Oh, I thought Freddy said you were headed south.
Don't remember him saying that. We were just following the wind, I thought.
Is that
He
really
We did say we were leaving in the morning.
Yeah. Is that a good way for adventuring? Just going wherever it takes you? You find your
Wherever the
business that
road
way?
takes us. Yeah, wherever the road takes us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we
I suppose
are
we're-
headed south, but just wherever trouble can find us.
I suppose. What do I know? I ain't been on the road. You really find work that way?
Well, we travel, and people ask us to do things for them, and then they pay us.
Yeah, I suppose that does make quite a bit of sense.
You know, they have rats in their cellars, sort of kind of thing. Bats in the attic, kind of things.
Bats. Have any rats and bats?
That's kind of what adventurers do. People have problems and adventurers solve them.
You know, that's quite a way of putting it. Simple.
It's a, I don't know the word for it. It's not really rats and bats. It's just the word that what am I trying to say, Ureva?
Ureva looks at Vimok. Oh, don't mind him. We're just along for the ride. Freddy is the mind master to all of our adventures. We've seen some mountains and we've seen some coasts. Oh, all I knew was the forest.
She's drunk again.
And Ureva gives a wink. I don't know what drunk is. I don't get drunk.
T-Mock leans over to him and goes, probably horny too.
Ureva does her best to keep her face the lightheartedness she is attempting to do.
I'm gonna make an assumption that that's the building.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, as you make your way through
Downtown, walking fast.
Yep.
Stop. You're stupid.
There
Sorry, go ahead.
are a few villagers about, sparse, but they are, about. You do sense eyes, but you keep your way to shadows and narrower alleys, making your way to the stables. And as you approach, you actually do see the villager that bumped you, keeping close to a side of the stables and in shadow. He's looking about, and he seems a bit anxious, even frightened.
What did he say? What did Storm say the name? Like Dorn?
Gundolin.
No. Oh, I was way off. Okay, Gundolin, thank you.
Good thing you're pretty.
Yeah. Freddy will walk by and then kind of double back and just lean up against the stables in the shadow as well.
Bow, chicken bow wow, chicken bow.
And he'll just wait. Make sure that Gundolin is the first to talk.
He looks around to see if anybody followed or if there's anything, and after a few moments, under his breath says, "You adventurous?"
Aye.
What are you doing here in Parnast?
Just passing through for now. You got a job for us?
Is that all of you? Only the four?
The Slurm. I don't know if you know her, the kobold, or him. I should say just Slurm. If you know the kobold.
The kobolds in your group?
The kobold's taken an interest. Not sure if it's genuine or not, but we'll see.
Sorry, wasting time. There's... You ever hear of the Cult of the Dragon?
I've heard whispers.
They're
Why?
here. They're here. Don't trust anybody.
Including you.
Would I be telling you this information? Never mind. Not enough time. A half dragon came into the village not long ago. Only just today, earlier. I think they're moving quite quickly. They need to be gone. Is there anything you can do?
What would you have us do? Slay half the village?
I don't know. You're the adventurers.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of what I've heard of the cult.
They beat us. We're out of line. If anyone saw us, I'd likely be killed. And at this,
Well,
he takes another look around.
I can't have that. All right. What can we do? What would be the best course of action to destabilize the cult in the town?
At this moment, Vimok, Ireva, Rosemary, and Slurm all see a man walk through the front doors. He carries with him an air of arrogance, pushes past, sits at a table off the way, and then Ragnar comes over.
And they said we were out late.
And speaks with the man. Goes to the kitchen after the man hands over a few coins. Sturm seems to have taken absolutely no notice of this whatsoever. But back to Freddy. Gundolin responds, I don't know. You're the adventurous. You seem powerful enough. It must be something you can do.
The villagers follow. Oh, sorry, who does the cult follow?
This Captain Althustan, he's a brute. Though he did stand down quite quickly when that half dragon came by. And there was another man with him. And at this he kind of shivers. Something very, very uncanny about that one.
Was he perchance wearing red robes?
No, but come to think of it, there was a trio of them. There was the half dragon. There was a slender man wearing a hat, a hat that covered all of his head, and then the other, a tall, muscular man wearing some plate armor. He had long, blonde hair, but there was something just so unsettling about him. I didn't stick around too long, but they made their way to the castle down over in the ravine. By the way, that ravine, there's a castle in there.
Fred's gonna hold out his palm and cast prestidigitation and drum up a portrait of Ondar.
His eyes go wide. Oh, that was him. If I'd seen it light as day, that was him. That was the man.
Freddy immediately clutches his fists, and it's not hiding, like visible shaking, like of tension. And then he relaxes a little bit, holds out his palm again, and pulls out a portrait of the wizard Asmara, Joss.
All right, same thing. He's like, oh, you know these men.
Freddy drops his arm. Yes, we've encountered them before, and they've caused us severe trouble. One of my closest friends was dispatched by them. You've made this personal.
Freddy, you hear movement from inside the stables. Sounds like movement coming from a larger creature.
Movement as in like the shifting of hay or whatever?
Yes.
Okay. Horses seem restless. We should cut this short. We will do our best to handle the cult and minimize the collateral damage as much as possible. But what of this castle that you speak of? Where is it moored?
It's in the ravine. They cover it with fog, some sort of spell or something, I don't know, so it's not easily discernible, but you can get across. There's a drawbridge broken up. They bring wagons in there, laden with treasures and everything from across the lands. You just speak words like Tiamat, our mother in strength, or Hail Blagothkus.
Oh, hang on. Tiamat, our mother in strength. And he said or between those?
Yep.
Okay.
And be careful. You just heard one of their beasts in there. They got wyverns.
Wyverns?
Wyverns.
You know what those are.
Wyvern?
Yep.
Wyvern, wyvern?
Yep. Yep.
Actually,
Everyone pronounces things differently.
jamming a thumb into the stables. And now he looks around again and says, taking too much time. We gotta get going.
Agreed.
Just
My
do it.
absence will be
do what you can.
noted shortly.
The cult needs to leave. They've been here longer than a year. We can't survive much longer.
We will act in the morning.
And then he takes off.
Okay, so getting in is probably going to be a lot more difficult than getting out. So I'm just going to spend a second level spell slot and cast a spell I haven't cast in a very long time. Invisibility.
Ooh.
And then I'll slowly walk myself back to town. Or back to the tavern.
Okay. So back at the tavern, after that man ordered whatever from Ragnar, I see Rosemary's moving up.
And then Fred will sneak back in the window.
What is she doing? Emog whispers to Uraven, keeping one eye on the little small dragon as he refers to Slurm.
Do not know. Ureva gets serious and then puts back on her lighthearted face as she's doing her best at keeping up.
Telling you, friend, this would be your chance to get lucky. She's pretty two sheets to the wind.
Why, hello there.
The man is
Looks
sitting
her in
at
the face.
the man sitting at the table, doesn't look up, just stares straight forward. What do you want?
I was just wondering if I could sit with you.
No, I'm good, thank you.
No company, I see? That's me, kind of, right now. I'd rather be alone, too.
I think your mic be a little bit too close to your mouth. It's kind of jumbled.
Oh.
That's me right now, too. I'd rather be alone.
It's so much better.
Yeah, I guess that was what it was the entire time. Damn. Okay. Yes, I prefer to dine alone, if you don't mind.
She'll sit on like the other side of the table.
He narrows his eyes at you. Doesn't seem very pleased.
What's your name?
He doesn't respond and just kind of stares at you, eyes narrowed.
Oh, she's going to do thaumaturgy to make her eyes look normal.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
What components does thaumaturgy require? Somatic, verbal, anything?
It's verbal.
You would know you're casting a spell.
Yep.
Oh, never
It
mind.
already happened.
Yep.
All right. Sturm is looking around kind of like, what the heck is going on? And then he speaks up, where's your friend? He's got some tummy troubles, huh?
See the
Who's
note
he
I
talking
sent
to?
you?
Yep.
Okay.
And he kind of takes the back of his hand and lightly taps VMOC across the way. Hey, your friend? You all right?
Sometimes he eats a bit too quick, and you know, like a goose, shit runs right through him.
That's kind of nasty. And he seems a little nervous now.
Why do you like to dine alone?
All right. Ragnar comes back out with a plate of food and a mug of mead. And he sees Rosemary sitting at the table and speaks up. Everything all right, Egbert? And the man, without looking, remaining staring at Rosemary, just says, yes, everything is okay. Why don't you go tell your porter that provisions are all right and we can begin. Ragnar says, nods his head. Oh, all right. Good enough. And Freddy, you exit the door of the porter just as Ragnar walks past and goes into the kitchen.
Fred's walking just a tiny bit bow-legged, like he just lost 5 pounds. You're muted, babe.
God damn it. Era's trying to. I sneezed earlier. Era's trying to keep a lighthearted face, but she has a little bit of fury in her eyes. Now, if Fred notices that, that's up to him.
Uh-oh.
I before exiting the bathroom, I closed the window, by the way, on the way back in.
Okay.
Then return to the main dining room.
All right.
And
You
sit
see
back down next to VMOC.
Yep, you see Rosemary sitting at a table with a new villager having sat down, and he's just kind of staring at her, eating the food, drinking the mead.
Fred's just gonna pretend everything's all right.
Everything come out okay?
Yep, Sturm speaks up. Hey, you were gone there for a little while, my friend.
Yeah, I wouldn't use it too soon. I kind of painted the backside of that bad boy.
Oh.
Man, you sure you're not one of the common folk? You speak just like them.
Your Raven's drunk again. She's looking for a
Eva
new
does her
partner.
best to play act being drunk.
Again,
Yeah, she's looking for a
Aw.
new mate. If you know what I mean. And he
I see.
slaps him real hard. Ha ha! Pow!
Fred leans forward and like looks at Raven, and just, like shakes his head, selling that she's intoxicated. Perhaps we just head to bed. It's been a long day. It's going to be a longer day tomorrow.
There are no beds, remember, Freddy. We are sleeping here in this common room.
Fred points at his backpack. Remember, we have bed rolls, Vivek.
Right, but we are sleeping here in this room that has suddenly been invaded, and he points a thumb towards the man that came in that Hawkeye Rosemary is chatting up.
The man actually speaks up at the mention of you sleeping in this room. He says, "The floor is not fitting, I don't think. Perhaps Ragnar could provide his own accommodations." And then actually speaks up, "Ragnar!" And then out of the kitchen comes the man again. "You could give these your room for the night, yes?" Ragnar confused a little bit. I suppose I could do that, sir." And then the man responds, "Good. Put it on my pay." And hands him a gold coin.
It's mighty generous of both of you. Thank you. We appreciate you guys being so accommodating to strangers.
Ireva she'll put a hand on Fred and she'll say, "Oh, thank you."
And then he gets up from his seat and then walking out says, "We are a modest village. We don't have much to offer. There's no work to be had here. Be leaving on the morrow." And then pushes past the door and leaves. Sturm and Ragnar kind of exchange a look, and then Ragnar goes back, and then you see him go into a door and kind of start fumbling with some stuff. Sturm says, "Well, it's about that time. I'll leave you to your things. Good luck on your adventuring. Suppose I might not see you on the morrow."
Yeah, best of luck to you. Thank you for the kind company and the good words.
Ireva will grip Freddy's arm and be like, "Oh, Freddy, when do we see the mountains?"
We just passed the mountains, darling. Did you not see them as we drove by?
But I
rode by?
I want to go to the mountains. You said I'd see mountains.
There will be more mountains tomorrow.
Okay. And
Bebop
so
is totally confused.
at this
Ireva is
time,
totally sick.
So if the room is finally empty, Freddy will like yank his arm away from Ureva. Like, what the fuck?
it's not empty.
Oh, it's not. There's still more people.
No,
Yep, there's other
Oh, that's
villagers.
right.
I
That's
just
right.
don't
There's a
have
whole bunch of
tokens. Yep.
comments. Okay. Never
All
mind. He
right.
lets it
So
stand.
at this time, we will end.
Aww. But
Yep.
Dad.
It's 2:00 p.m.
And?
Yeah, I got other stuff I gotta do.
Uh-uh.
I got other stuff. All right.
All right. So
Very
tomorrow,
good.
next week, you promise you'll be on time.
Yes, I do definitely apologize. I'm very sorry for that. It's just that 9 to 10 a.m.
In the stream.
Yeah, that 9 to 10 a.m. is just freaking difficult lately.
Well,
I don't
so
know why.
We were kind of talking about it just because the last handful of weeks it's been pretty regular, at least a little bit. Like, would it be easier if we like tried to work out a different time or different day? Like, I know you work.
I really only have this time slot. This is literally the only time slot that works between 10 and 12:30. So if I can't make this, basically I can't play D&D.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's just we want to keep it going. It's sometimes
Mhm.
you're better than others, but we kind of just sit there and we get a little
Yeah.
ant.
Yeah, I know, and I know it's really frustrating. I do apologize. It's just, one of my things. It's difficult, but
Yeah, we all have our flaws.
Right. It was a good session. Finally got Slurm in.
yep.
Yes, that was the main thing I was worried about with this session because I felt really bad for last one, but we couldn't really change a whole lot.
Yeah, so there we have it. The first session of the last part of Hoard of the Dragon Queen to be continued. Next week, I think we can definitely... What is it? Yes, the 13th. I think we could probably play the 13th and the 20th, maybe take the 27th off. I don't know, depending on what your guys' schedules are. I don't know what you're doing over the holidays.
Nothing.
Okay.
We're in England, so we're not doing anything.
Okay.
I believe I'm working over the Christmas break, but we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, so
I hate your job.
I'll be sending out those things, and then I will write the notes as a penalty for this session for being so late. So I will write the campaign journal.
Okay.
Well done.
Yes. All right. So until next week, I will see you all again. Thank you for playing D&D with me.
All right, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Take care,
we
man.
love it.
Yeah.
Good session, guys.
Good session. Goodbye. Have a great rest of your day. All right. Yep. A little bit late, but it is what it is. No sense in dwelling on it. Just got to do better. Just got to wake up on time. My sleep schedule is just all crazy. But yes, thank you all for coming and joining in to watch this latest session of the Hoard of the Dragon Queen adventure for the Tyranny of Dragons campaign group. I had D&D Beyond information on this, so hopefully I can keep that going, because I think that's just an extra layer for those out there to actually see the characters and what they have available and everything. Fun stuff. But it is time to say goodbye. Make sure you are checking out the YouTube. Throw me a like, follow, subscribe if you want. If you enjoy this, be a part of the community. Make sure to join the Discord to get in on all of that stuff. And like I said before, at the beginning of session, I have a new Discord server specifically for Tavern League's encounters. That is a very fun one-shot epic boss fight format for you to progress a character through getting a whole bunch of stuff to play around with. And it's been a little bit grueling, hard to do because I have pretty limited availability, but we're getting more DMs and more players in there. Make sure to join and check that out. For now, we must say goodbye. So go ahead and tip those mugs up into the air, tip them back, and drain them with a gulp. Thank you for tuning in. This has been the Tavern League.